This is going to be a complicated surgery procedure. Pedro is an old sea lion, and there is no guarantee that it will be a smooth operation.
Here at Mandai, we ensure that different aspects of animal care come together to create environments where our animals can thrive. In this episode, we explore how medical care keeps our animals wildly well. When people talk about sea lions at Singapore Zoo, one name always pops up: Pedro. Pedro is the star of Splash Safari. He has a magnetic personality and is well loved by guests and keepers alike.
Hi, my name is Raven. I run Splash Safari in Singapore Zoo and take care of our Californian sea lion, including Pedro. The average lifespan of a Californian sea lion is 15 to 20 years in the wild. Pedro is currently 25 years old. He's an old sea lion. We do daily checks on our sea lions. We notice Pedro seems to be missing his fish, missing some of the quills. That's why we actually call in for the vets to do a monitoring on his eyes.
I'm Dr. Erie, a veterinarian here at Mandai Wildlife Reserve. My job involves taking care of the animals here in our 5 parks, and that includes our sea lion superstar, Pedro. Back then, we were informed by Pedro's caretakers that he was missing quills on Splash Safari. This made us very concerned, which was when we organized veterinary assessments and scheduled a health check for him, which included an eye assessment. It was through this eye assessments that we realized that the lens, which is the little structure in the middle of the eye, had started to go very opaque. With this cataract, Pedro would not be able to see as well and could even potentially go blind as this cataract progresses and deteriorates. Cataracts in sea lions are very commonly diagnosed conditions. What made us more concerned was that late-stage cataracts bring along other problems like glaucoma, which can cause pain and discomfort to the eye. And this was something that we did not want Pedro to go through. We have been following Pedro's eye conditions for a very long while now, and it came to a point that he was really not able to see anymore. Cataracts will progress and potentially cause complications that will affect his health and welfare in the long run. We thought it was best to act sooner than later to get these cataracts removed. My team has worked with sea lions before, as we have had sea lions in the Singapore Zoo for a very long time now. However, when we were about to plan Pedro's procedure, we started thinking about who else in this region that we could reach out for help. We looked no further than Ocean Park Hong Kong, who has a huge collection of pinnipeds under their care. And this is certainly a procedure that the veterinary team at Ocean Park Hong Kong are not unfamiliar with. Pedro's eye surgery was going to be a complicated one.
And of course, we wanted the procedure to be as less stressful as possible. The team undergo 6 months of trainings in terms of medical procedure. We had to start getting Pedro to voluntarily load up into the crate, or what we know as a squeeze cage. He will have to enter it all by himself. There's no reinforcements for him because he has to undergo fasting on the actual day as well. On the actual day itself, when Pedro actually load up into the squeeze cage, the hind flipper is tucked up. This actually don't happen in all our trainings that we conducted throughout all the months. But because of the good conditioning done, the keepers tuck the flippers into the cage and we are able to close the gates.
When Pedro entered the hospital, he was extremely cooperative and accepted us injecting a drug into his muscle voluntarily. This meant that the anesthetic reduction process was extremely smooth, and it was in no time that he was already on the surgery table ready for us to work with him. With the coordination of my team and a team from Ocean Park Hong Kong, we managed to do the surgery in a shorter time than we had planned for. When we brought Pedro out into the recovery cage, he didn't take very long before he took his own breath again, which is always a huge sigh of relief for me and my team. We are of course very glad to report that the surgery was as smooth as it could have been. After an extensive surgery like a cataract surgery in a sea lion, we have to keep him out of water for an extended period of time to protect the sutures that are holding the wound in place. If this wound would get infected because it comes into contact with bacteria in the water, the wound could break down very easily, and all our efforts in ensuring that Pedro sees again would have gone to waste.
Pedro's love water, but because of his surgery, Pedro is unable to access the water. The keepers are hosing him down just to make sure he's wet enough, he's comfortable enough. Through the process, the vets are able to monitor is there any inflammations. Eventually, after like 4 weeks long, he's able to go back into the pool and run the Splash Safari. Although surgery was a success, we are still keeping a close eyes on Pedro.
Having heard from Ravan and his team right now that Pedro is able to navigate the area seamlessly and effortlessly, and to be able to respond to cues like he was a young sea lion again brings great joy to my team.
Well, on the day that he's back in Splash Safari, the team make an effort to actually do decorations, welcome him back and present in our very first Splash Safari. I remember I was standing back at that corner, tears is almost coming out from me.
Pedro is a superstar for many of the guests over at the Singapore Zoo, and he's also a superstar in our hearts.
From looking at this video, you may just see it look easy, but the process from planning, getting it done, is not easy. But I guess end of the day, it's just all worthwhile.
As Pedro returns to the crashing waves of Splash Safari, remember, it is the collective dedication of many teams that allows this old sea lion to continue living a life that is wildly well.